just smoked another to the face. Yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake. Yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with the real. You here up in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money. Money in the bank. Coming with a dank. Scrolling in the tank. Rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
You know, this will be an outstanding test for us, but it's one we're ready for. So we're built to handle this, and this is going to be an outstanding game on the road. Our guys are going to be ready to roll.
Yeah, these suck.
Booner had us muted the whole time, I think. What up, though? Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, join my guy Spin More Racks, Young Chris. We got Booner in the sound booth. Booner, can you plug in the lights beneath you? Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Hey.
I can barely see myself, man.
Yes. Yeah, you ain't gonna lie. You kind of, yeah.
We're live, baby!
Hey! What up, smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. KG is coming, he's running late traffic. In the meantime, we got Booner. Booner, what up, guys?
We got the Booner pass in the booth
Let's
today.
go, baby.
Let's go, baby.
It's like my audio debut.
Let's go.
Is it really?
I mean, I've been in here just to unmute, but I mean, I'm playing some music.
Oh, turn it down a little bit, actually.
Oh, I don't even know how to do that.
You gotta do that?
Beds 4 and 5?
I just shut it off.
Yeah, you can shut it off. That works too. That works too. And it's funny because this is like 2 days in a row where heavyweights kind of just like thugging through it. Yesterday we had Spin was on the handheld. I was with the quickness to grab the Maz chair, which by the way I'm not gonna lie, Maz got it made. He's got like the
comfiest seat in the house.
Oh, dude, you're just chilling, talking sports. Like, honestly, I did feel like more comfortable. I felt
Hey,
like
there you go.
I feel like I put on a better show from the Maz chair just because I was chilling. It was conversational, you know. It wasn't all like the desk just changes things. I feel like you got to be extra with the desk.
The desk feels like, hello. Today it is a high night.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't feel like I could be like folding myself on the desk. I don't know. Do you get that feeling?
Sometimes I do, brother. I do. Whenever I'm in the chair, man, it just feels like I'm just rapping with the boys. When
Right,
I'm up
you
here,
just
it
chilling.
feels like, yo, there's a spotlight on me.
Yes, that's probably what
different.
it is. That's the difference
a little
maker
bit
right
different.
there. That's very true. Detroit Lions. It's almost here. We continue to talk about it. We got a couple clips from Dan Campbell. Jared Goff spoke to me today. Frank Ragnow. We also got Zach Ertz. Shout out to Booner for filling in for KG briefly. Actually, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Would you mind playing the Zach Ertz cut?
Yeah.
Just jump into something right away?
Yeah, give me a second to cue it up.
I appreciate you.
And sorry, I'm
No, you're
looking
good.
for it.
This is
there we go.
New tight end for the Detroit Lions, Zach Ertz. Super Bowl winner.
I don't expect anything handed to me, obviously. I want to earn whatever reps I get. I'm not here to start any drama or cause any subordination per se. I'm just here to support the guys however I can, hopefully teach Sam or some of these young tight ends some things and play the best of my abilities with my numbers called.
Zach.
With Zach Ertz, man,
Yeah.
I'm glad that Brad Holmes isn't at this point resting on his laurels. You know, I remember mid-season when it was getting up to that kind of trade deadline, we were like, yo, go do something to kind of secure this year because we thought you can't count for next year. If you got a good opportunity this year to get to the Super Bowl, you got to do everything you can to do that. Now, obviously, up to that point, Brad Holmes must have thought he had what he had to get there, and clearly the results are starting to pan out.
Yeah.
But there's only so many injuries that you can sustain and cover up and scheme over. At this point in time, the tight end is something crucial to Jared Goff's success. It just has been all season. And so for them to, be down Brock Wright and Sam Laporta to be a little bit banged up, I think that this is the perfect opportunity and time for them to bring in a guy like Zach Ertz who has the experience and is going to be fresh. Obviously, he's not going to be in his prime. He's going to be a little bit older, but to be able to step in and play maybe 1, maybe 2 games. And what I heard is him being really, really effective potentially in the blocking game. I'm all for it, bro.
That's where I'm kind of curious, and I don't know if it's just because I'm more, I guess, obviously, I didn't grow up an Eagles fan, so I didn't get to watch Zach Ertz like in his blocking reps. I knew him as like a receiver, his pass catching game. I don't know if is he off for that in the blocking game? Because when I look at the piece we lost, which is Brock Wright, he catches a ball here and there, but I feel like he's mostly majority used for blocking for the most part, or maybe as a decoy or whatever it may be. Does Zach Ertz, is that in his game, his repertoire?
That's what I heard, man. But what I think it really helps the Lions as well is a guy like Ben Johnson as an offensive coordinator. It's not just the fact that you have a Zach Ertz who's going to have this experience catching the ball and potentially pass blocking and run blocking, but also the element of surprise. Like when they were able to just kind of throw Craig Reynolds back there, it kind of threw off the entire defense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're like, what are they doing? Yeah. You know, when they're able to kind of run J-Mo out there, all of a sudden you see the safeties start to hedge over and play a little bit deeper. And when you put a Zach Ertz out there, it's going to make a defense have to think. Yeah. And, you know, with a Ben Johnson, I trust him to be able to scheme up something to take advantage of his opportunities on the field, and I really do.
It's funny you mentioned the thing about Craig Reynolds and scoring a touchdown against Tampa Bay last week. Did you know that was a complete accident?
Talk about it, bro. I saw something about that.
Yeah, I posted. Shout out to 33rd team for showing me some love. I was really just showing them some love. The St. Brown Brothers podcast is obviously a tremendous one, but they had Calvin Johnson on yesterday. Obviously, and it's coming out today.
That's pretty big. Yeah.
So in the podcast, they're talking about the game first between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're talking about the touchdown that Craig Reynolds scored on 4th down. And initially started with EQ, you know, giving Ben Johnson his flowers. Like, yeah, I like that. That was a good move. And Rob was like, yeah, he wasn't supposed to be in. That was a beautiful mistake, if you will. And I guess, the rest is history. That's the second time this year, though, something like that's happened with the wrong personnel, and it's ended up working in our favors. I mean, you want to talk about being a team of destiny.
Team of destiny,
is that a sign? Like, those type of things. Remember the Dave Montgomery run against the Chargers was like that, too. Yeah. The 75-yard run that he ended up having? Yeah. That was supposed to be a play call in that situation either.
Man.
But, hey.
Yeah, this is definitely a team of destiny, man, and I'm taking it every time, man. Like, this season has been one in which the Lions have done things that teams haven't done in a long time, like no back-to-back losses for a full season. Yeah. The only contender, man, to not have back-to-back losses all season. I think that's pretty big. And for me personally, I remember as we were kind of getting to the last quarter of the season, a lot of people had concerns about the longevity of this run, not just this year, but years to come. Yeah. And when their next season schedule dropped, a lot of people were like, man, that's a tough schedule. What we've seen them do over the last quarter of the season and into the playoffs has me ultimately confident in this team, not just this year, but years to come. Obviously, they got business to handle right now, but they just continue no matter what's put in front of them, even if it's wrong personnel, wrong play calls or something, to just honestly meet the mark and beat the mark, man. Yeah. Honestly. And I love it. I was talking about this earlier, man. Shout out to KG again.
What up, though?
Shout out. It was like, this team, man. This Lions team. I don't even know sometimes what I'm seeing, what I'm looking at.
It's listen.
It's surreal.
It is surreal. It's surreal only because these are moments like we all dreamed about as Lions fans. You know what I'm saying? Like you've seen this. You've been in a situation where the crowd is like breaking records at decibels, and then you're hosting playoff games and winning those playoff games. I mean, even to the point you're beating Matthew Stafford in those playoff games. You've seen it before. I think that's why it just feels so weird. It's like a deja vu or something like that because you dreamed this. Yeah. We're living in a dream right now,
bro. Think about this though. In the years past, where we said, Ford Field can be an advantage. It was during seasons where we weren't going anywhere, bro. To see it happening this year, and not just our own stadium, bro. We took over as a one pride, multiple other stadiums this season, man. This year, I will always go back to the fact that we took over our own personal house of horrors in Lambeau Field, man. Yeah. There's been some crazy things that's happened to the Lions in Lambeau Field, man. Even times when we were supposed to go in there and win, and you just come away like, what the heck happened? Yeah. To be able to go there and to see the Lions fans there, louder than Packers fans in Lambeau, and after the game, sticking around, seeing Sheila out there, seeing Brad out there, seeing Jared Goff just walking around looking at all the fans, was about to go into the tunnel and said, nah, it's still more Lions fan, let's get hype. Yeah. Bro, that's been awesome to see. And you know what, fans, we deserve this.
I think that was a game that Brad was just going around screaming. Yeah.
Which one you mean?
I think that's the first one we got to see. We're like, oh, damn, because it's a Thursday night game. Man, it's been a dream season. I don't know if the dream's over yet, man. I really don't. I've been tossing and turning on like the idea of it or what it may be, like I guess this entire week. But we're going to find out, man. One more point I want to make on the Zach Ertz stuff before we move away. I've gone far away from that in the first place. But it's funny to hear him say, like, whatever I'm here to help and whatever I can do and help Sam and stuff like that. And it's like, and there's obviously things he can learn from Zach Ertz, who did it for a very long time. But Sam Laporta's also an all pro. Yeah. It's just his rookie year. Like I don't know, man. It's just like, yeah, I'm here to help Sam. Like, Sam's killing it, brother. I don't know. I don't know if you noticed, but Sam's that man right now.
I saw that, man. He was like, yo, I'm here to kind of help some of the young guys, give them some advice, teach them some tricks, and it's like, maybe Sam can help you learn this offense a little bit faster than just coming off the street and having to go through all the rigmarole of the playbook and everything. But there's got to be something. You know what I mean? Zach Ertz, where I think he ultimately helps is helping people understand on this team, especially the young guys, just how big a moment they're in right now.
Yeah.
He's been there. He's done that. He's won this. And now being able to be in this position as a mentor, as a player, potentially doing a little bit more than just pass catching, but going out there and blocking as well. Yeah, I have no problem with a guy that's going to be able to come into this room and absolutely help the locker room, because we talked about this with Cam Sutton. There's a lot of people who look at what he's doing on the field. He's single covering right now, and it's allowing the Lions defense, honestly, to win in other areas, even though we think Cam Sutton is getting beat. But the one thing that you know is in that locker room. When you ask players about him in the locker room, I know Broder's got an opportunity. Shout out to Broder, the WSM Lions beat writer. They all talk about the impact that Cam Sutton has made in that locker room. And if Zach Ertz can come away at this point in time, and think about this.
He won a Super Bowl, too, with the Eagles.
That's what I'm saying. Think about that, though. He chose to sign with the Lions. We're not the only team dealing with injuries. He chose the Lions, man, to say, you know what? I think I can go win a Super Bowl with them. What do you think that says and that does for that entire locker room already? So when he does start to speak, that's going to resonate even more. This person who's won a Super Bowl before has come to this franchise, something that would have never happened in the past, and he's here to help us learn and help us win.
It kind of reminds me of when the Rams picked up, it was Eric Weddle. Eric Weddle, before they continued on their trip to the Super Bowl, and he was starting at that situation. But I think another cool piece of that, I guess, realizing that he did play for the Super Bowl winning Eagles at that point. They're also the underdog Eagles. You know what I'm saying? That was when they had Big Dick Nick Foltz at quarterback, helping them go all the way. Dogs. But so it's also like,
let that pass.
And I don't think this locker room needed any type of like mental boost at all either way. Obviously, I think Dan Campbell gets praised for that for a reason. But if they ever did, I mean, there's your piece right there. A guy who's really been part of the underdog story into the Super Bowl. I mean, not just did they win the Super Bowl, bro. They beat Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
Yeah, man.
With a backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
It is insane, man. But we do got to go to break. When we get back, we will be joined by the legendary Herman Moore, but not before Chris tells us about that merch.
No, that's the wrong day. This is
I don't have to
Platte and Fitness.
Can we just go off this one? Or?
You know what? We'll do Platte and Fitness real quick, man. Right. It is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals, even Zach Ertz. At Platte and Fitness, you will experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of this for just $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there's a Platte and Fitness close by. There are more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. Walk into your local Platte and Fitness today or visit them online at platteandfitness.com.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. Join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions!
With money on the line, featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Swiss Insurance is the best place to shop your home and auto insurance. Do it the best. That's Mark. Contact him by email, mark@swissins.com. Give him a call at 248-800-4177. What up there? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on WorldSports.com. I'm Eazy. This is my guy, Detroit Kool-Aid, young Chris KG. If you're wondering where Spinny is, we got to hit a light goal. I'm thinking
like that.
In true Spinny fashion. Can you put a poll for this one too, Chris? Or just for the likes in general? I'm thinking 169.
169?
169 for the truth of where Spinny is. Might throw a little bit of truth of where Jeff is. But you all got to hit the like button.
It's a conspiracy theory now, huh?
There's conspiracies going around. I can confirm them. We just got hit. Actually, if I'm doing Jeff and Spinny, the 2 for 1, give me 200 likes.
200, yeah.
Yeah, give me 200 likes. Let's roll with that.
And that's still a deal. It should be 300, but you'll cut them some slack.
Yeah, we ain't gonna ask for too much.
We're going to be joined by her more at some point shortly here, but I guess to buy some time here, you had mentioned something in the last segment of like this being the new expectation of the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
By that, I mean, what do you mean? Like playoffs, going deep into the playoffs? Like what tier of expectations are you talking about for this team?
Like when the schedule came out, when the schedule for next season was released, and we know that this is going to be a much harder path for them to get back next season. I don't think anybody should be looking at it like we would have to start this year, like, wow, that's going to be tough. We're the big dogs. We're the Predators. That's exactly what Dan Campbell has continued to set up.
Mm-hmm.
He's continued to say it. He said, look, y'all don't got to go looking for us. We'll be right on your front porch. That's the identity I wanted the team to be able to take on and to be able to believe. And sometimes you're doing that and your confidence will exceed what you can actually do. But in this team, especially with this run, they're proving that his rhetoric, his philosophies, and their capabilities, man, are all aligning. Remember going into that Cowboys game, all of us were like, yo, we don't know really what to expect. None of us did. And when we saw the outcome, whether, a loss or whatever with an asterisk, we all said, you know what? This team is for real. Mm-hmm. And that's what I mean. These expectations have changed. And knowing that they're going to have cap space, knowing that they have another year of Brad Holmes to get busy in the draft, knowing that a lot of the work he did was with draft picks that came a little bit lower than where we wanted him to initially pick.
Yeah.
Those types of things, to me, it's like, wait a second. He gets to completely go into this offseason, and he's not trying to augment a team that's kind of done nothing or had to crawl their way out of the basement. He's augmenting a team that believes in itself and has proven something now. That, to me, like everything we wanted him to do by the trade deadline, he's going to be able to go into this offseason with a team that's full-on confident and has proven it, man, and really, really, really set up this foundation of this team going forward that nobody should be looking at next year's schedule like, oh, man, that's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough sell. People should be looking at it like, yo, our Lions are going to go out there and represent. That's what I truly believe, man.
Speaking about representing the Detroit Lions, we got one of the greatest representations of that. Legend. Herman Moore joining the show. What up, though, man?
Hey, what up, though? You know I'm always in the house.
Hey. Spinny couldn't make it today. So this is my guy, Brendan Dent, Detroit Kool-Aid. He covers the Pistons for us. He's also got a couple of Detroit Pistons podcasts.
What up, though? I like that shirt, too, man. That hoodie.
Oh, you like that? Yeah, man.
I like that, man.
That's what we've been rocking it. We've been
dope.
rocking that for a little bit, man. People been showing love on purchasing those and rocking those at the game, so I appreciate that.
Sheesh, I got to cop one of those, actually.
Yeah,
give him the website real quick, Herm, for the shirt.
Oh, yeah, you can go to HermanMoore84.com, HermanMoore84.com, and check out some of the swag, some of the gear we got there. We're always keeping it refreshed, so yeah.
Speaking of refreshing for me is the Detroit Lions playing in a NFC Conference Championship game. Herman, where you at? Where's your head at with
crazy to hear,
this reality that we're in right now?
You know what? All I can say is this, man. It's like this is where everyone's been talking about getting back to. And as a player who has been in this position where you're one game away from the Super Bowl, man, it's a feeling that it's hard to put into perspective. For a fan or for someone who's not on the field to really understand, just like the fan can help us understand. I understand both sides of it. I've been cheering for the team since I retired, so I've been out there for a couple decades, also understanding what you want to see happen with this franchise, happen with this team, and understanding also that I know what these guys are feeling on the inside of the locker room. This is the moment. This is the moment of truth. This is the moment that, yeah, you win your playoff games, but I can tell you right now, we got all the way to the conference championship, and if you don't win that game and go into the Super Bowl, it becomes a great run, but it doesn't give you that sense of victory that you want to get from culminating that season.
How distracting is that moment or that situation, knowing that there's a Super Bowl on the line when you win this game? Is that creep in, or you guys, in your situation when you guys went through it, like we just locked in on the game?
No, you get locked in on the game. It becomes another game. You do understand the importance, because no matter what you do, if you turn on the TV, you go on your social, the tenseness that's around the locker room. And a lot of people are going to say, "Listen, man, we're relaxed, we're focused." No, man, you get tense, because as it gets closer and closer, you realize this is it. Like, the moment is bigger than any game you played, short of going to a Super Bowl. I mean, this is the next step before that. So that'll start to creep in right around, Saturday, Friday at walkthrough. They're going to watch film and really pay attention to the detail of it. You're going to be focused on assignments and mistakes, and making sure that you minimize the mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have mishaps. Nobody plays a perfect game, but you're going to go in and really try and understand not only what's on the line, but you can't get ahead of yourself. And if you fall behind and you're on the road, you have to dial it in. You can't let it get out of control.
Hey, Herman, man, look, the Lions, they just added Zach Ertz to the team. He's coming in with a little bit of savvy. He's coming in with championship experience. What do you believe he's going to add to this team, both in the locker room as well as on the field?
Well, when you look at bringing in players who have some experience that can bring some depth, that only strengthens the morale. It strengthens the ability for a team to be able to say, okay, we got some players who understand what this moment means. They understand that you have to be on your game. You have to be on top of it. But it gives you a sense of confidence, because when you don't have players that you normally will have, that you built that confidence all year in, the next person is not going to be just a new guy. It just has to be someone who also has that experience as well.
Now, Herman, these first two matchups, those seasons ended and they hit the podiums. I listened to them. They said, no one thought we'd be here. We're happy to be here. End of the season in Tampa Bay. No one thought we'd be here. We're happy to be here. End of the season, LA Rams. But now we're going up against the big bag bullies of the NFC for like the past 5 years. How are you feeling about this matchup, Detroit Lions, heading into San Francisco to face these 49ers?
You want me to really tell y'all how I feel?
Talk to us, preach it.
Do you really want to know how I feel?
You know what I'm getting excited about, brother?
I'll show you how I feel. You see this? Well, that's that authentic thing. That's that game-worn game. That's real. This is from the game. This is from the game. Oh, man, listen. Man, y'all playing around. Hold up a second. Well, I'm going to finish my conversation.
The jersey?
Don't do it, Herm.
Game-worn jersey?
Don't do it, Herm.
Hey. Let's go.
Come on, man.
Let's go.
Come on, man. Come on. I ain't got to show pants on. Whoa. Wait a minute.
Wait, the gloves? The gloves?
Oh, stop it, Herm.
Okay.
This is crazy right now, bro.
Lions Nation.
Legend right now.
Exclusive having it right here.
Go hard or go home. Come on, man.
This is crazy.
Come on.
Hey, flash the gloves
CJ
real
gave
quick.
me these.
Okay.
Hey, CJ gave me those, man. Boom.
So I know they work.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, if you feel it, you feel it. This is what I feel. This is what I feel about this team. This is what I feel about what they're ready to do. And it's you put it all on the line. I'm telling them, I'm going to give them a hype video before the end of the week, because I'm telling you, don't worry about nothing else, because you don't want to leave anything to be regretted. You don't want to leave anything on the table to say, I wish I had done more. I don't care if you get tired. You got to fight through it. And if you're not on your game, come out, put the next person in. They got to step in. Don't miss a beat. And that's the way you got to play it. There is no, what they say, right? There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. You got to go get it. So this is me. I'm going to be rocking it just like this. Bam.
That's fine.
Come on now.
This is legendary, man.
He still look like he can go for 85 out there, man.
Just saying, man.
All right, now, I ain't gonna lie, man. This jersey a little snug now. Gotta bring it in a little bit.
What are like key features of this offense or defense that they really need to, I guess, express in this game to make sure they come away with that victory? Whether it be us making sure we stop the run on our end for defense, or run the ball on the offensive side. What needs to happen for the Detroit Lions to cash in the W this Sunday?
It's going to be a couple of things. So let's look at we look at both of the offenses. They match up real well. You got their running game against our running game, which is comprised of two players that can come in and really wear down your defense. They're going to, hopefully McCaffrey is going to be a guy that they can lead that. what's going to happen with Deebo Samuel? Who knows? But he's a guy that helps give them a little bit more, versatility in their running attack, and also giving them some of those offset plays. When you start getting into the passing, they have Kittle, we got Laporta, but we also have our guys working out of the backfield, but we can attack them more ways than one. And then when you get into the offensive receiving unit, we already proven that we have one of the best in the game in St. Brown. You start looking at how Josh Reynolds comes in and plays that second tier, that third tier, and then you got just players that can come in and just keep circulating in and beat down your defense. The difference here is going to be defense. How will our defense match up against their offense? We know they have one of the best defenses in the NFL. They're going to match up well against our team. They're going to make sure the Lions are having pressure on Jared Goff. They know what his numbers look like under pressure. Now, can we get the same on Purdy? Can we defensively make him get into a pressure situation where he makes mistakes? Otherwise, these teams match up pretty good. I mean, you got the number 1 versus number 3 on both sides. That's why we're looking at one of those epic moments in championship games where teams that are supposed to be there are there at the end.
Now, Herman, man, look, you got the jersey on, you got the gloves on, so it's only fitting and right that I ask you this. If you were in that locker room and you're on that field on game day, what are you telling this Detroit Lions team?
Ooh. I'm telling you right now, I'm coming out of the locker room, I'm saying, you know what? This isn't another, a lot of people say, hey, we've been here. We know what this, no, this is not another moment. This is a moment you don't get to bounce back from. This is the moment that determines whether or not we keep playing or we go home. And when we get out there, mistakes are going to happen, but when they happen, we got to make up for them. And we don't have to pressure ourselves into anything because we've been here. We've practiced for this. The hard part is over. That's practice. That's preparation. That's winning the games during the season to get here to the division championship game, the conference championship. All we got to do right now is beat the man in front of you. You got to beat the person that's in front of you. You got to be more sound in your assignment than that person is trying to throw you off of. And if you win that battle, we win the game.
Bro,
the score will be the score. The score will be the score. You don't have to worry about looking up at the scoreboard. All you got to do is look at that person in front of you and say, did I do what I was supposed to do? Did I block the right person? Did I dominate that person? Did I win that battle? That individual battle, the team wins. The more individual battles you win, that's it. That's it. Ball thrown your way, don't care how it's thrown to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how the ball's thrown to me. Did I touch it? I should have caught it. Did he get it off? He gave me an opportunity. If they do that, do your part. Be a playmaker. Sometimes guys can't be just receivers in this game. You got to be playmakers. Mm-hmm. You got to make what's not there. You got to make it possible. I'm telling you, that's the mentality.
I'm getting hyped.
That's how I'm going in it.
Lions on 3.
Let's go.
For real.
1, 2, 3. Lions.
Hey, you got to put that on a t-shirt, bro. This is not another moment. That's a bar.
No.
That's a bar.
That's a bar.
It's not. Yeah, because coaches some people who haven't had it will say that. Oh, you know what? No, this is something that we've done before. No, you haven't. Name another time you've been in an NFC Championship conference game. No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
For real.
Say another moment. So you know what I need? I don't need another regular effort that you had. I need an effort you haven't even given me. I need an effort you didn't even know you possessed. That's what I need.
Man, that was one for me.
Yeah. I'm ready to go put on a jersey and some gloves too, man, and go ball out.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready.
Herman, I know you got a day full of other media obligations you got to do, but before we let you get going, man, I want you plugging everything you got going. What are you doing for the game? And also people get some playoff merch. Where's that at?
This is not another moment.
Did we lose him?
Oh, frozen in time.
He was spitting hot fire, bro.
Too much.
He burnt up the connection.
It's what happened,
he
man.
burnt the laptop.
He burnt the connection.
Damn.
I don't know what happened.
Bro, that was epic, man. Like, I'm literally ready to run through a brick wall right now, man.
But,
like, I hope some of the Lions players see that type of stuff. Because this is a legend right here, man.
Absolutely.
And I think he understands. He would understand more so than a lot of these other players on this team right now exactly what it means to be in this moment. And the fact that he said this is not another moment, I know he wishes they could have broken through and gotten to the Super Bowl, man, and had that opportunity to represent the city on the biggest stage, man. I know that for a fact. You could see it in the passion. You could see it in his eyes. This matters to him. This matters to him. And I love that some of the former players that have been here in recent years, the players that's been here from long ago, some of the legends They're all bought in right now, and they all want to see this team do something great. And it's cool to see even some of the legends that were kind of disenfranchised, man. They're just in a position now where they're just like, you know what, I'm back on board. And I think that starts with owner Queen Sheila.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Chris?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll get into Lions breakdown. We'll get into specific matchups next with another special guest. But first, why don't you tell us, Kool-Aid, about Lady Jane's?
Lady Jane's, man. Come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams. And all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tourney. That's right, no expense spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Feldman Chevrolet is Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. With over 18 locations across the great state, there's one right in your backyard. Find the one nearest you by visiting feldmanauto.com. They got the best car buying experience in the game. And check out Woodward Morning Show and BDE Live earlier Monday at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi.
Oh, you're a
We're back with the GOAT. Back with the GOAT. Hey, man, you burnt up the connection. I don't know what happened there, man.
It was fire.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, hey, somebody sent out a message to San Fran, and they sent it out to the West Coast and said, we need to cut him off. Because he bringing that blue wave, he bringing that blue fire. You know that blue fire is hot. So that's all it is. You can't stop this. You can't stop this. You try as you may. You can't stop it.
That is Silicon Valley. They do have all the internet connections and all the nerds out there. That makes sense.
Yeah.
They
were like, man, we got to cut this brother off. We got to cut him off.
It was fire.
I'm not playing.
It was fire. It was hype, man. It got me hype.
And one of my keys to the game was, and this is the kind of depends on if Debo's playing or not, but I think the Detroit Lions, a lot of people are sleeping on the fact that they have one of the best run defenses in the game. And if there's no Debo to throw in those extra wrinkles, I think we should be able to at least slow down Christian McCaffrey, where he's not, I mean, I'm hoping so, that he's not an absolute nuisance. In that situation, do you think, you know, our guys, the Fonte Melifonwu, the CJ, GJ, the Kirby Joseph, the Brian Branch, do you think they'll be able to capitalize on some of the mistakes that Brock Purdy made last week?
You know, I think they may be able to, but you look at what they faced with Green Bay, man. They were lucky to escape beating that team. Green Bay was coming on strong, and they've been getting better and better as the year's gone. Their offense has been able to run the football. We saw what Aaron Jones was able to do. But I'll say this, man. It's like the biggest concern I'll have is this. San Francisco, they're not just running. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, he gives them balance to where what we see with Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, they don't mind throwing the ball to him out of the backfield. They will run him downhill. But the minute you start sleeping on him is when he does the most damage. And then when they get into the red zone, these guys have been very effective. So you got to keep them in those long down and distances. You got to make Brock Purdy get really uncomfortable in the pocket, because when he's given time, they have receivers that can beat you. They have receivers like you've seen with most teams. It doesn't mean they have to be household names. They just have to be able to have time. The passing game is all about time. The running game is all about how do you attack a defense to loosen them up, so it gives you that opportunity.
And then I got to ask, I guess, too, like, their defensive line I think it was Richard Sherman I was listening to earlier this morning, and he says we do a lot of like just man up blocking. And we just kind of just, we don't leave any extra chippers in to help these offensive linemen out. But we still, in my opinion, is still like the best offensive line in the league, at least, top 3. But that is his like weak point for the Detroit Lions somehow, is those one-on-one matchups on the offensive line. Is there any concern there? You think they'll be able to hold it down and keep Jared Goff clean enough to make those throws to the stars that we got?
I think it depends on what San Fran will do with their linebackers. You're talking, top tier. They got linebackers that can bring the pressure. They when they decide to blitz, they can come from a standstill and all of a sudden hit the gap, and before you know it, they're running in there like guys from the secondary. So it's hard to just shake them. Jared Goff, he's a good quarterback, but his mobility is one that if you give him time, he's gonna pick you apart. But if you make a move, that's where you get him at a disadvantage for your defense, and then for the offense, it becomes a situation where they have to figure out how to keep him protected in the pocket. I look for them to really throw quicker passes. I look for them to San Fran's going to probably bring up a little bit more man coverage to force the pressure. I don't think they're going to sit back and see what we saw with Tampa Bay. They're not going to sit back and just let them just back up and just hit some of those seams and hit some of those holes with their offensive attack and their type of receivers that we have, because possession style plays well for the Detroit Lions offense. It's when you start to commit too far down and you don't get pressure, they can attack over the top, or they start to hit you with those middle of the field passes. So they're going to come in prepared. That's one thing you can be assured of. For the Lions, it's a matter of how do they attack this offense and how do they throw them off their game, and that's going to be the question. They're going to get there. I mean, they're going to get pressure on Jared Goff. The offensive line is sturdy. We have a very good offensive line, top 2, in my opinion, in the NFL. But it's still going to come down to minimizing the pressure and then making throws, making catches, making plays under pressure.
I know the Lions grabbed Zach Ertz. We got a new teammate ourselves, too. We got KG in the sound booth, and he actually has a question for you as well.
What up, though, Herm? This KG, man.
Hey.
I had a question for you. What is a player that you think is an X factor or somebody that absolutely needs to perform in this game in order for the Lions to win that's not the quarterback?
Wow. I want to say it may come down, I'm going to go out on a limb. A guy that I think may come up with a big play is Jameson Williams.
Okay.
And if not him, I think you're going to get People Jones, the Jones people. I always get his name backwards.
Jones.
Yeah, People Jones. So, I look at it like this, man. You're going to get a big play or a couple key plays, third down plays, chain movers, things that are backbreakers for offense or defense. They're going to happen from those players that don't play much, but they are playmakers, and if they have the ability to really hurt you. And I see it coming from their receiving unit. They're going to be prepared for Montgomery. They're going to be prepared for Gibbs. They're going to be prepared for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jared Goff. That trio, Sam Laporta, the packages are going to be built around stopping their best players. Defensively, they're going to stop, Aiden Hutchinson. They're going to look at ways to limit the effectiveness of linebackers, any of those offside blitzes, those backside blitzes that we saw with Branch, or we see someone trying to sneak in and get a clean hit on the quarterback. They're going to be ready for that. Each team, both teams. It's those players that you don't scout much that's got to come up with big plays.
Amen. Chris, you told me you got 49ers radio coming up. I'm just wondering, what type of energy you come with? You going in enemy territory, man?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to be on there, and I'm going to give them the same fire I just gave you. I really believe this is a game where, I'm going to be honest, man, I'm going to go on a limb again. It's like I don't think the Lions are going to be nervous. That's not what I'm worried about. It's how do they handle when the mistakes happen. You don't minimize them. You pick them up because every play counts. That's one less play you get a chance to run. And if they can really focus in on minimizing the mistakes, playing a cleaner football game, and play, you can't play at your ability. You got to play above your ability. And some people may disagree, but you have to. You got to play above your ability. And if you do that, this is the opportunity for them to take that next step that hasn't been taken, and that's get a victory on the road and also against a team like San Fran and go into the Super Bowl.
Well, Herm, I'm gonna let you get to that, man. Hey, let them know we coming. I'm just saying, let them know we
There it is.
What do you call it? That blue fire.
The blue fire.
That's it. We bringing it. That's it.
I gotta salute the legend.
For real. Herm, I
appreciate it.
Thank you, bro.
All good.
Thanks.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for the time. Always.
Yes, sir. It's HermanLowe.com or HermanMoore84.com for the shirt.
HermanMoore84.com.
HermanMoore84.com.
Let's go.
Get yourself linked up for the playoffs because Mike give you that type of energy. I'm just saying. It's like Mike. We put on the shoes and he's dunking and stuff like that. I'm just saying. You want to be like Herm? You got just like Herm.
I'm gonna keep his.
I'm gonna go out here, man. I'm gonna go out here and get a couple catches in out here outside, man. I'm gonna go out here and get one of my boys to throw me some balls, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out here and catch some. I'm gonna go warm him down on the streets right here.
I'm gonna keep that locker room speech on repeat too that you did on here.
Let's go.
Okay, that's what's up.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Kool-Aid, you mind telling us about you're DJing today.
Actually,
this is your idea.
Fairway Packing, Eazy.
A Fairway Pack Company for over 60 years provides Michigan's finest hotels, restaurants, and casinos with the finest prime Wagyu beef, dry-aged beef, and more. Order to your doorstep online at fairwaypacking.com or stop at Grosse Point for grab-and-go steaks. It's fairwaypacking.com.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Boner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Boner and Broder. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. How would you like to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
R.I.P. to the same old Lions. Big thanks. I gotta salute them too. To Sheila, Brad, and Dan for putting them to rest. And guess what else has found the grave? Same old rock, paper, scissors. Jack Labrador has revolutionized that tire game with 2 new symbols and a franchise-changing 3-point play. Discover the action at jacklabrador.gg now and find out why once you go Jack, you never go back.
What up, though? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy. We got Detroit Kool-Aid, Young Chris, KG. We will be joined at some point by A to Z Sports, Mike Payton, to get some of his takeaways from Detroit Lions games. And one thing I like about Mike, and I used to do this too, is he goes into the intricacies. Like he gets like down there with like whatever type of nerdy information you need to build the case for Detroit Lions win, no matter who it's up against. And so I'm happy to have Mike on at some point. Get some of his takeaways, including the moon stuff. That was Mike who made that thing. Mike is the moon man. But I guess until we buy some time, I guess I'd like to ask you, Brian Branch snubbed from the all-rookie team, despite these numbers. Chris, you mind throwing these numbers up from Brian Branch's rookie year?
They're really trying to light more of a fire.
It was for Witherspoon, and then the snub was really for Joey Porter, which I'm not poo-pooing on Joey Porter at all whatsoever, but look at these numbers, man. It really makes no sense side by side, and just knowing like also what Brian Branch contributed to in the Detroit Lions being a 12-5 team. Look at this. So you got Brian Branch, whatever you want to make a PFF grade, I don't care. Because it goes beyond that. Even if you want to take it to the old school, like just stats. Yeah. Almost double the amount of tackles that Joey Porter had with 64 versus Joey Porter's 35. Triple the amount of receptions that Joey Porter had with 3 interceptions to Joey Porter's 1. Almost double the amount of pass breakups with 11 to Joey Porter's 6. And then also, Joey Porter, he don't got QB pressures. But you know what? Our guy Brian Branch got 10 of them things.
Bro,
10 of them things.
That's crazy.
Ridiculous, dog. I mean, to start your rookie season off with that interception, I know KG was talking about it earlier, in Kansas City, man, to effectively seal that game, it's just like he's a big-time receiver. He's not just getting stats. He's affecting wins directly, man. He's playing tough throughout the game, and he's still going out after these games where he's doing historical things and saying stuff like, I still got room to improve. I still got some mistakes that I got to clean up, man. This is. I think this is gonna light a bigger fire underneath this Detroit Lions team. Just like when Amon-Ra St. Brown, when he was snubbed from just the Pro Bowl, man, the Pro Bowl, the popularity contest, he was still like, yeah, I'm pissed about this stuff. And I hope that these players take this type of stuff personal, not to the point that they allow it to distract them, but to the point that they realize, man, continue to make people see you. Continue to do what you have to do to be seen, because I think it plays into what Herman Moore was saying. This is not just another moment. People still don't believe in you. People still don't believe in what you're doing. Similar to like people in the beginning of Dan Campbell's tenure, man, it just kind of reeks of that a little bit. It's like, you really don't believe that Brian Branch is that dude? Really? I think it's disrespect, man. It's more than a snub.
KG?
They continue to doubt this kid, man. He was drafted at the end of the second round for reasons I really don't understand. He was a stud at Alabama. He's been a stud ever since he's gotten on the Lions. And you got the numbers there, man. Like I said, no offense to Joey Porter. He seems like a good player, but Brian Branch is shattering like all of those stats, man. And all he got to do is just continue to do him, man. Continue to play well. Continue to go out there and give it every play. And if they don't want to give you respect, you just got to take it. Simple as that.
Yep, that's a bar. Take it.
The only explanation, because I think there is one explanation for it, because obviously I think Brian Branch is more than deserving to be on there. But I think it's the fact that he plays a nickel cornerback position, versus like the outside corner. But the same can be said for Witherspoon at some point too. I know that he was playing the nickel spot for Seattle as well. And I think eventually took over like the outside corner spot, whatever I guess makes sense. But when I look at the linebackers all rookie team, I got Jack Campbell for being on there too. Which also, no disrespect to Jack Campbell, but obviously if you look at the Detroit Lions rookie season between Brian Branch and Jack Campbell, you look at Brian Branch, the guy having the better year. But either way, Jack Campbell, Ivan Pace, and my man from LA Rams, one of the rookies. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Puka? But he's more of like a rushing like linebacker, like on-ball linebacker.
I know who you're talking about.
Was it Turner? I think it was, or I don't know.
Nah, maybe Kobe Turner is the D tackle.
Kobe Turner is the D tackle, yeah.
Whatever the case may be, you have three different categories of like linebackers on there making the all-rookie team. So why don't you have the three different categories of like cornerback there? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I guess because you're in a situation where you look kind of like silly like this, in my opinion. And the fact that you can put a side-by-side like that and nearly every single stat is double. And then you have that one, the quarterback pressure one that's literally 10 to nothing. Like, it's just, obviously there's more value in a guy who's also on a winning team. Like, these aren't just empty stats because he's out there in comeback situations against, no, he's contributing to winning football games. He just started Patrick Mahomes, a little bit of a pick, whatever, but still, it was a pick six, helped the Detroit Lions win that game. NKC. Yeah. Not many teams out there doing that. Not many teams in the NFC especially.
This year, bro, it would look bleak for our entire defensive backfield.
For damn sure. He's able to do so many things. He's great in the run game. He's great in protection. And I'm going to go to you too, Chris. I apologize. I'm just kind of like spitting right now. I was like, the other thing too in the Rams, Cooper Kupp is like a pretty good wide receiver. And I get maybe he's aged, he's got a couple injuries, whatever it may be. You hardly heard of him in that game where Matthew Stafford was dishing it. Matthew Stafford was serving the balls on a platter to every single buddy. You know who he was capable of throwing the ball to? Cooper Kupp. You know who's guarding Cooper Kupp? Brian Branch. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get. Chris Godwin, slot receiver, right?
Yep.
You hear much of his name last week?
You did not.
Who was that?
Chris Godwin. He won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was in Detroit last week.
He was?
Yeah.
I didn't even
know
know
who
that.
guarded him?
I did not know.
Brian Branch. Like it's crazy. Chris, I'm gonna let you speak your piece on too. I apologize.
No, you're going exactly where I'm going with is the context of it, and to add further context is, and you're basically saying the same thing here, is that think about what this team is, and the fact that this team, this Lions team, particularly this defense, he has been able to show out on all facets. And you talked about it with the stats, but I think that's important when we look at these awards, is to add context. And not only is it a winning organization or a winning team this season, but it's also the fact that, like you said, this team this whole season has struggled to put pressure on the quarterback. Brian Branch has been able to fill that role for the team, as well as guard the elite receivers. Like, he's literally done everything you could ask him more. Every single role you put him in, he has thrived. And I don't think you can say that about a lot of rookies. And so I feel like the context of the winning season, of the stats, and just the ability to succeed in multiple different roles, multiple different schemes, positions, like how can you not look at this guy as not only an impressive rookie, but one of the best?
And his overall importance to this Detroit Lions defense in terms of all the success we've seen them have getting to this point. We know that their personnel is not the best right now. We know that they've dealt with injuries. They signed players that they thought would be able to contribute in major roles. They got injured early in the year. Some of these players, like CJ got injured. Emmanuel Mosley, he got injured. To see what Brian Branch has done, it's not just putting up the stats. It's his level of importance. Man, like I when I think about what this team would be if he went down earlier in the year and missed significant time, I don't know if we're at this point right now. I just don't think so, man. And that's what kind of makes this a little bit frustrating, because it's completely taking somebody's body of work and disrespecting it, man.
Yeah, it's again, maybe look at it as the outside cornerback position. I know Branch was slotted back at safety spot every once and again. I still think they should have found, if you're finding a way to put an on-ball linebacker in the group for the all-rookie team, the same should be made for a guy who's having an exceptional season at the nickel spot. Because not only is he I guess having an exceptional rookie season at the nickel spot, but he's just having an exceptional season as a nickel cornerback just in general. Like those numbers, those are numbers amongst guys that are top 10 in this league at that position. They just are. Brian Branch has been that consistently, and it's like, say a third time. I shouldn't have to, but like fucking, you're also in the playoffs and the NFC Conference Championship game.
What more do you need?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Chris?
I mean, the one bright side is you look at this organization and this roster, and Brian Branch has a ton of people who he can relate to on this. Like, you have Amon-Ra, you have all these people that you're watching every day get disrespected on a national scale and then feel it the right way. Like, you're watching people day in and day out handle it, and even CJ like when there was people like there was some guy on Woodward heavyweights, I forget his name, but he was talking about CJ he was talking super greasy and saying he's a cancer to the locker room and all that. And
I wonder who that guy.
Don't do that. I want to shoot you right now.
What'd you say?
I got an MP waiting for you. What?
Yeah. But no, I mean. But you have all these people in the locker room that have been disrespected across the board, and they're handling it and they're feeling it the right way, and that's a credit to the coaching staff, but also the players. And so Brian Branch is in a good system where he's not gonna allow these things to bother him. He's not gonna allow these things to take him off his game. If anything, it's just gonna make him better. It's just gonna motivate him.
Yeah, and ultimately, you know what I love? That these guys, these Detroit Lions, they believe in themselves, man. They really do. Amon-Ra knows exactly what he is. Brian Branch knows exactly what he is. No matter what the outside narrative is, no matter what other people are saying about them or not saying about them, no matter what awards they do get or they don't get, these players know who exactly they are. And I got to admit, too, man, CJ, that boy be talking. And sometimes it's like, man, bro, let's get healthy first. Let's get back on the field. Like, I'm not going to doubt you, but let's get back up there on the field. And even heading into this matchup with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, he was talking, man. He was really and I believe mentally, man, that stuff has to weigh on an opposing quarterback's mind when you start getting the opposing quarterback to start talking back to you. Mm-hmm. You see Jared Goff and the way he handles this. He's like, I'm not listening to this daytime stuff. I'm not listening to this trash talk, whatever. But for CJ to actually get the opposing quarterback ticked off, people from both sides, I even saw Lions fans in our comments talking about, man, CJ just needs to stop talking. He don't get them riled up. And then to go out there and have the first interception of the game, bro. Mm-hmm. And then after the game, to see him out there, like, I told y'all, that level of confidence, these guys believe in themselves, man, all across the field, man, from Panay to Frank Ragnow. And I don't think this is just another moment for them. I think this is their opportunity to go out there and honestly stamp their own passport. They don't need TSA to do it, man. They got it themselves.
That's another bar.
It's a bar. Speaking of CJ, I mean, and just another hats off to Branch. Branch took his spot in training camp. They didn't move CJ to the safety position because Branch was playing so damn well. Yeah. I don't know, man. We're truly the blessed position to be in. Chris, tell me something, man.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you about the Woodward sports merch. That is where you need to go to get your merch. Are you tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch? It's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing appeal, the ultimate swag. Check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at woodwardsports.com. Go ahead and click the shop tab. Hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. You can get them at woodwardsports.com by clicking the shop tab. Go visit today.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward's live on woodwardsports.com. Hey, we don't play victim over here. We just keep rolling. You know what I'm saying? People take shots at us when we fire back. They go, "Oh God, oh leave me alone, no."
Bro, we can have a whole show off of what goes on off camera, bro.
That's a commercial break.
I'm gonna try to calm down. I'm gonna try to calm down.
What we really need is a
200
debate
likes
show.
to find out what happened.
They don't even want to do that. That wouldn't even be a thing. They play victim in that situation too. There's no debates.
We need that debate show. That's what I want to see.
This could turn to a debate. I was trying to hold off on like this being a topic for until the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl. But news keeps coming out. If we don't speak on it as a Detroit Sports Network or Detroit Sports Show, what are we doing? It's been rumored that Hank Fraley would become Ben Johnson's offensive coordinator in a situation where he becomes the head coach of another franchise. And I guess I just want to get some of your guys' takeaways from that one. KG, your ears perked up when I said that. I guess I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, man. It's a shame if we do lose Hank because he's been such a force with this offensive line and getting these players together, man. I know they spent a lot of money on this O-line. I think we have one of the top 5 payrolls for offensive linemen in the league, but he's just done such an amazing job when it comes to like the run schemes, zone running schemes, helping create holes for Jameer and Monty. And yeah, it'll be a damn shame if we got to see him go. But next man up, you know, the same applies to the coaching staff too. And if Dan was able to hire somebody like Frank, I trust that he'll be able to hire somebody just as comparable, you know. But if he'll probably do good as Ben Johnson's OC though.
Yeah, I think you said it right, man. You know, we've seen Dan Campbell now a couple times kind of in his tenure shift around, fire, hire, you know, elevate different coaches within his system. And I love the fact that he says that within his system he has a lot of people around him that he trusts and that helps him be great. And I think ultimately if it's something like this where you know, Hank and Ben Johnson are both gone, I do trust that Dan Campbell has something up his sleeves. The way that this organization does business right now from the front office is just completely different, man. The way that they identified even Dan Campbell, the way that they identified a Ben Johnson, the way that they identified, you know, even Brad Holmes, because they hired Dan before Brad. I do trust that this organization is going to have the ability to kind of weather the storm, and the types of players that they have, man, makes it even better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The offensive line is one that has kind of this nice mix of young players and veteran players, but the young players don't seem like young players. You want to go up to Penei Sewell and tell him, hey, you look like a young player? He looked like a 10-year vet who's been doing this his whole life, bro. And that, to me, ultimately, it makes me a little bit more comfortable. If you have to sustain a loss like that, at least it's to that position group, which probably has been the MVP of this team the whole season.
Yeah. I feel like Hank is a really, really good coach. And I'm not surprised to hear his name, I guess, mentioned in like the breath of being a coming offensive coordinator, because like he has been here since the Matt Patricia days. I think Taylor Decker gives him credit. Penei Sewell gives him credit. We've seen it even so far where like we may be missing a piece. And I think this year it's been more effective than like years past, at least in the past 2 years, I should say. But we've been missing a piece. And the guy who that fills in has been like seamlessly at times.
Mm-hmm.
Like last year especially. One of the reasons I was so against like drafting a guard is for that reason. We had multiple people fill that role. And not even just multiple people too. One thing that you look at Hank Fraley as a coach is that Penei Sewell, his original position when he was drafted was what? Left tackle.
Yep, and they moved him to right.
And then moved him to right tackle. So, and here's like him as a coach too, and to Penei too. I'm not like, I actually don't want to discredit Penei on this at all, but like last minute, Penei's rookie year had to play left tackle because of the injury to Taylor Decker, and he held shit down with Bosa. And I actually had to have a conversation about Penei about that, and he was like, yeah, it was annoying. All offseason, I was practicing to be a right tackle, training my body, training my mannerisms, training everything to hold down the right side just to get switched to the left side like last minute. It was just, it was driving him crazy. But obviously Frank guided him through that situation, kept him calm, and obviously to Penei's credit too, he's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
But on top of that, you got Matt Nelson, who was formerly with the team. That's a former right end, defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
They moved to like a turn to a right tackle. Graham Glasgow been kind of doing it on and off throughout the season, but both playing center, both playing guard. Like everybody in this line, Dan Skipper, you know, as a left tackle, filling in to play guard, and then also as a guy coming on there as like an extra like tight end, and I mean, Hank is a part of all of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he is when it comes to like the X's and O's or play calling. I don't know if he would even like fulfill that role. Maybe he was being like a learning apprenticeship type situation underneath, been in that you know situation if it were to come, but. I think he's worthy. I think he's more than worthy. I think he's clearly able to communicate to these guys and have them buy into like these position changes and whatnot, and whatever it may be to contribute to the ultimate thing at the end of the day, which is winning. So congratulations to him. It would suck, but listen, both these guys are very, very deserving of what they may have coming.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you said what you said, because even though we do believe in these players, these coaches have made an absolute difference on this team, and I don't want to undersell that either. Even if we think that the organization can weather the storm and get somebody in here to replace, or that these players can continue to take his philosophy and to the new players coming in and make sure they understand it, you never want to undersell the importance of a good coach, man, and what it means if they ultimately leave this team. You know what I'm saying? On to bigger, better, and greater. But it's awesome to see this organization now being in a position where people want what we have. That's a different place to be, man. People want what the Lions have right now. They want their success. They want their recipe. They want their game plans. They want probably the same types of players, man. And ultimately, I think it's a good thing. But, you know, as I heard you talk, it's like, you know what? There's a lot that this man has been responsible for and helped as it relates to the culture of this offensive line and helping these players not just become accustomed to their own positions, but if they have to switch, if they have to fill in, if they have to play a different position, these guys haven't missed a beat at all, bro. And you think about just how good this offensive line has been for this team this year and the different schemes and how it's helped David Montgomery, how it's helped Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, some of these runs that we see from Jahmyr Gibbs, bro, he's just running clean, super clean, especially in the playoffs, just big chunk yards. Yeah, it's definitely going to be something that that affects the Lions in some way, shape, or form, but I'm hoping that this organization is to the point now that it doesn't affect them too much.
Yeah.
You talked about want, and that's where my mind went, is the name Tanner Strand and what this means for him. And is this a situation where Ben Johnson wanted to take Hank instead of Tanner, and the Lions organization has some type of understanding, like, hey, that is our guy we're taking the next step with? Or, you know, is it just that he chose Hank over Tanner Strand? Like, to me, I find it interesting to see where he fits in this whole puzzle of, you know, of the offense and what it's going to be next season. That's where my mind goes. Is it Ben Johnson wanted to take Tanner Strand and the Lions were like, hey, this is our backup plan, and there's a good understanding, or is it just that this is what the Lions want, and this is a great opportunity for Hank to take? Because either way, it is a great opportunity. It's moving up, but at the same time, I wonder, what does that mean for Tanner?
Tanner staying here. I mean, that's the one. That's the one. I'm glad you brought that name up. That is the one bright spot of this whole situation. Is that I feel like that he's obviously been placed per reports. Right, our guy Justin Rogers from Detroit News, that he's gonna be the next offensive coordinator. He's been being groomed to become that, and that's been one of my biggest fears. Is like, okay, Ben's grooming this guy, getting I guess starting his own coaching tree, if you will, because Ben Johnson, we talked about the other day, the Kyle Shanahan, the McVays, this is Ben Johnson's offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ben Johnson cooked this up, and so to have like his first protege stay here with us, hearing that I guess Hank Fraley become offensive coordinator for Ben means that his protege is staying here with us. All due respect to Hank, and we truly will miss Hank, and I will be sorry and sad about it. But I'm also very, very happy to hear that Tanner Strand is staying. I'm just saying.
You look a lot more happier than when you was talking about Hank, man. Yeah,
man, because like that's been my biggest fear. Like a big piece of this. And I know a lot of people perceive it as hate, including a certain guy that has a show between 8 and 10 and plays victim. But perceive it as hate. But like when I say this about Jared Goff, is he performs very, very well in a good system with good pieces, right? This is Ben Johnson's system. When he goes elsewhere, there's like not a lot of remnants of it left here. But if Tanner Strand's become his protege and he's staying, I'm at ease, bro. I'm at ease, and I feel like we can continue this on because my big anxiety at the trade deadline when I was crying and bitching about like not making a piece to go compete with, like the 49ers and whatnot. Mm-hmm. We got to go see those guys in the defensive line, by the way, this week. And I'm excited for the matchup, but it's because this felt like the year to do it. This felt like the year where we finally had like everything in place. Ben Johnson, another running back, a running back that could do more than just run the ball, catch the ball too.
An open conference as well.
The open conference, like it felt like this was the year. And Ben Johnson very much is a part of that. That's the reason why he's getting these head coaching interviews. It's the reason why he's one of the hottest candidates in the head coaching market. And then I don't know, we weren't going to have him next year. But knowing that Tanner Strand's staying, I do feel a little bit more at ease.
But you know what?
I'm way happier with that.
When I kind of think about what Patricia and Quinn tried to do in terms of replicating what the Patriots do here, what I think the real Patriots way is not doing what they do. That's what works for them. But having a system that is so foundational that you can lose your coaches, you're going to lose a lot of assistants that are going to go out there and become head coaches and become coordinators at other teams, but that you can replace them because your system is so strong. That's what I want to see out of the Lions. If someone ever tells me Patriots way, I don't want the Lions to do what they do because that's their personnel that they got going on. And sometimes it's difficult to go out there and replicate the personnel. You're drafting different players, and sometimes you're met with different circumstances. It should be about the system that you have in place. Is this one that can sustain these types of losses, man? Is it one where you can see now, after about 5, 6, 7 years, we can look out at the league and say, man, there are Lions assistants and Lions head, former coaches that are in head coaching positions now, kind of all over the league. Mm-hmm. That's, to me, is the really the take on a good organization, on a strong organization foundationally. Yeah. When you're talking about not just the strong coordinators, but even the ones that support them, like your different positional groups and things of that nature. That's what I want to see this Lions team get to, because it's going to happen. This was always bound and destined to happen. Last year, we heard it all season about AG and about Ben Johnson. We knew that this was going to happen. I don't know how much we expected some of the positional groups to get poached, some of those coaches to get poached. But if you're a good team and you got something going on, well, you're talking about coaching up players all over this team, bro. They are exceeding our expectation. I sat on this desk with you getting, I think, close to the trade deadline, and we were just like, man, it would be nice if Brad Holmes brought somebody else in. But the fact that they have not just survived, but absolutely gone out there and kind of beat teams down. Like we talked about earlier, people who want to make noise about the yards they're giving up through the air, I almost think it's strategic, because that's between a 20 and a 20. What's happening when these teams get in the offense in the red zone against the Lions defense? You know what I mean? Yeah. They're kicking field goals. And the Lions are holding these teams to 20 points, 23 points, 20 points, 23 points. And the Lions are winning these games as well. It's just, it's amazing. I don't even know what to say about it, because I thought that they needed an upgrade in personnel. We all talked about they changed the scheme. Do they have enough to support those schemes? So I do believe that these, the offensive and the defensive coordinator and all of the different positional coaches, man, they have some type of recipe that's going on. I'm hoping that Dan Campbell has the blueprint, though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'll tell you what, I guess to articulate it this way, if you're fearful of Ben Johnson leaving, it's kind of like in Guardians of the Galaxy when Groot blew up. That's that little baby piece of Groot, that grew up. That's Tanner Strand, Ben may be leaving.
He's baby Groot.
But we got baby Groot and Tanner Strand, so we good. You know what I'm saying? We good.
Hey, that's an epic comparison, bro. I like that one.
Tell us about Big Boy Kool-Aid.
You know what? Ben Johnson might be a big boy, but we got Big Boy Restaurant over here, man. Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the Ville Parmigiana or the new Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl. How about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back. The classic lumberjack or Santa Fe Garde. Also, new apple pie hot cakes that are too good to miss. Top it all off with the new gingerbread shake for dessert. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
Feel alive during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest New Year's sales event ever. Get the best prices on our huge selection of award-winning Chevrolets. Like this 2024 Equinox for $188 per month. Or this 2024 Silverado for $268 per month. It's the New Year's sales event going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street. The Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, Veal Parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers with one major difference. Family and locally owned and operated for 30 years. Over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local, curbside, and home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best at www.premierpetsupply.com.
And you have to be able to handle the ebbs and flows of a game and a season and playoffs. And that's what has been built for 3 years now. And so that's what gives me faith. Look, there's going to be things that are going to happen in this game that it's going to look like it's out of control. And it's not going to go well for us. And as long as we just play the next play, it'll turn. And that's what we've done all year. And that's the most important thing to keep in mind. But you've got to be made a certain way, and the team has to be made a certain way to be able to handle that. Otherwise, you just crumble. So that's what gives me faith. We have a team that's built that way.
This is Dan Campbell rallying up the troops. You notice that backdrop there? You know, that black NFC Conference Championship backdrop?
Ain't it crazy,
Not
man?
Photoshop? That's authentic?
Wild.
That's crazy.
You know what's crazy, too, is... And I noticed like these little things. It's somewhat it's kind of our job to like overanalyze things to make them into topics and whatnot. But I'm curious because I did see Kyle Shanahan's piece. I don't know if I sent it to Chris or not, but I think theirs was still red or white, their traditional color. I noticed ours was black, and then I noticed if you want to just pause it and put it up, I don't know if it works that way, Chris. It don't matter if not. But Dan Campbell's line on his chest was black, and it just reminds me back to like the villain role the Detroit Lions were set to play this entire season. Even back when Brad Holmes during the draft season, and now here we are, going into the home game of the favorite team, just to play that villain role, in their season. It's just
you're right, Eazy.
I don't know. I feel like maybe it's done by purpose. Maybe I don't know.
Easy's right again.
You're gonna find out. I don't want to do this next one. I don't want to offend anybody and have them just shelter up and call me a bully. But I was going to power rank the quarterbacks and teams left in these conference game championships. But KG and I were talking about it before too. It kind of feels like easy to do at this point, no?
Yeah, to me it is. Yeah.
Who was it for you?
For me, it's Purdy 4, Goff 3, Mahomes 2, and Lamar 1. And I know a lot of people would probably think that's crazy because it's Patrick Mahomes and he's been there before. But I'm just really confident in the play of Lamar Jackson and what the offensive coordinator has been able to do for his passing game. And I just feel like it's their time. That combined with that defense, man, and John Harbaugh, he looks like he's ready to win another one, man. I'm really confident in the Ravens at this point. But I digress. But yeah, that's who I would have at my top power rankings at this point.
Yeah. For me, man, Purdy 4, Goff 3, because he's played clean football in these playoffs.
Yeah.
And I gotta kind of echo what you were saying here, man. Patrick Mahomes, and then Lamar Jackson, who to me has just been playing on a completely different level this year, man. They've been obliterating good teams this year, absolutely obliterating, not just kind of getting by, but they've been just going out there and they look like they're having just an easy time with it sometimes too, man. These post-game press conferences from Lamar Jackson, he's just up there like, this is what I do type of stuff, man. You can just see it.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that.
It's been like that
man.
all season, too.
All season, man. All season.
He's, I mean, I don't know if he's, because I don't watch too much like Ravens coverage. I don't know if he's been too vocal about it, but it's almost like outside of the Detroit Lions, my second favorite team that I'm going to root for to win the Super Bowl is the Ravens. Just because like the amount of disrespect that like Lamar had seen this past offseason.
Yeah.
Like for him to be openly available to every NFL team, including franchises like the Falcons, and it's not even like attempt to make a waiver. Yeah, the Ravens could have easily matched it, but you didn't even try. And then like on top of that, from like fans and whatnot saying, "Oh, he's not even that good. That's why I didn't." Like this is just crazy.
Unanimous MVP,
yeah, right?
About to lock up another one,
right? Yeah. And then another thing too is, for I guess, you just got to force him to throw. Brother's like top 10, top 5 in QBR too.
Yeah, and he finally has receivers now,
right? It's just it's crazy the amount of disrespect that Lamar Jackson has seen. And that's another thing too, real quick, actually. And tell me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong on this one or not. And I do agree that Lamar has grown as a quarterback too. I'm not just gonna pretend like this version of Lamar. I think the offense that he's in is like fucking. Oh, Todd Monken's is killing it. Like there's a lot of pre-snap motion. You see how Detroit they're doing their Lamar. Plus Lamar just having the game-changing ability to just break a play or break out of the pocket. There's like a rusher there and find somebody down the field. But the narrative of him like crumbling in the playoffs, is that? I feel like it's kind of overblown a little bit. Is it just me?
Well, before he was 1-2 before he got this last one, I believe. So now he's 500. But yeah, a lot was made about it. But I mean, what can you do, man? I feel like it was a ploy by the league. When they let him dangle out on the market, like go ahead, go try and find your own deal. And then he wasn't able to find one. You can't tell me there wasn't teams that would use a Lamar Jackson or could use a Lamar Jackson. So it is what it is. But he just got to go prove the doubters wrong at this point.
Oh, we have, I forgot we hit the 200 likes.
Yeah.
Do you want to speak of Lamar or do you want me to give the reasoning first?
You're right.
I apologize, chat. I forgot that you guys hit the 200 likes. I didn't know you guys hit the 200 likes. I got to refresh my stream here. For me, it's a 17 likes. So Jeff's great-grandfather and his great-uncles had an accident. And Jeff, being the last of his name, had to move to Italy to stay protected, come back, become the godfather of his family, and take over the rest of New York. That's basically what happened.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and Spenny's also Italian, so he's along with that.
Well, Spenny, it's like a Black Panther moment, right? Like Spenny's challenging for the throne. Just gotta go back.
Exactly
to
the Italian families. Yeah. No, but all seriousness, Jeff will be live tonight at 7 p.m. on his podcast. I think it's Crunch Time with Jeff. I think it's called. Crunch Time with Jeff. He'll be on at 7 tonight if you guys want to catch up with Jeff, and might have some more information there. But yeah, I guess probably to Lamar Jackson. I felt like that was overrated. Only because I remember when we lost that game to the Bills initially. He lost so many people in that game. Like a lot of his players kept like getting hurt. On top of the fact, just never really having weapons to begin with. Like it was like I remember that game specifically. It was a cold snow. I was almost like blown away that he kept carrying the team like where they were at that point. But hey, we gonna find out this year, man. If I was power ranking, I'd probably go the same for quarterbacks too. Attack me if you want, but I'm going Ravens and Lamar. I guess I can't do quarterbacks. Teams and quarterbacks are different. Teams, Ravens, 49ers 2, Lions 3, Chiefs 4. Am I crazy for that?
No. Chiefs 4?
Power ranking the teams?
Oh, the teams.
Yeah.
Okay. What was that again?
Say that one more time.
So Ravens 1, 49ers 2. Lions 3.
Chiefs at 4.
Chiefs at 4.
I'm not mad at it just because of the type of season they had.
Right.
But,
yeah.
I mean, you just off name value, though, a lot of people would think you was crazy.
What's yours? The teams. By ranking the teams.
All right. Damn, I guess you would. I guess you got to put them 4, man, now that I think about it. Because I don't want to put them, but the Lions beat them. So,
exactly.
Yeah, so Chiefs 4, Lions 3, San Fran, Baltimore.
And then based on that same type of season, now this is where you can call me crazy, and I'll get it. I'm putting Lamar at 1. The most dangerous quarterback in these playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, what?
I mean, is there something of like Patrick Mahomes like obviously had the
Being
throne,
Patrick Mahomes?
right? Like,
Yeah.
not even just being Patrick Mahomes, but like when you earn the throne, like what does it take to be dethroned? And that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, I'm not mad at anybody that would say, and I think all 3 of you ranked Lamar over Patrick. I would personally still give it to Patrick because, like we talk about with Aaron
he's
Glenn,
half white.
like
You're the token white guy here.
it was a tough choice. I had
You
to
are the
split
token white guy here today.
Yeah, no, this is not.
Look at me, turns red. No, I'm sorry.
It's not fair that I can blush. But no, I was saying, like, I think there is something of like Lamar can definitely take it from Mahomes this season. Like he can earn that title, earn that mantle as the king, the quarterback of the league. But right now, I'm gonna reside with Mahomes because I look at the argument you use for Aaron Glenn, right, with the working with spoiled vegetables. And now he does have Travis Kelce, but outside of that, some pretty spoiled vegetables that Mahomes has got going on that offense in Kansas City. So I'm gonna give him the slight doubt. But you guys are right as far as the team rankings. Like I think that is that is right. Like when it comes down to it, I think Chiefs 4, Lions 3, San Fran 2, Baltimore 1. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Patrick Mahomes. He's been able to beat these broken teams. Miami having their issues, like Buffalo having their issues. Like he's been able to beat these broken teams, but the Ravens are a complete football team. So I'm excited to see what Mahomes does in that game.
Hey, it is going to be, and maybe I'm wrong because I literally told myself on Sunday I'll never bet against. I had 3 parlays could have cashed in. One was mixed with a little NFL, the other mixed with the UFC. Everything had hit. And then I thought the Bills were just finally slay the dragon. I thought they were going to finally get the demon off their back with the home game. I just can't bet against Patrick Mahomes, and here I am.
I mean, technically, it came down to a kick, but Josh Allen, man, he takes so many damn risks, man.
Yeah.
He just everything is a 30-yard, 40-yard bomb. It seems like I don't know, man, but I'm starting to sour on him just a little bit. He's still a great talent. I'm not saying that by any means, but he can't get it done in the postseason, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, Diggs had that 60-yard bomb. He dropped.
Yeah.
It's just it's tough, man. It's so tough because like so many things are like, even like ranking quarterbacks and whatnot. So many things are predicated off of like winning. Yet when it comes to winning, at least me personally, I will still be subjective enough to be like, okay, well, I mean that's a winning formula, winning team when it comes to guys like Brock Purdy and Goff versus like we have Josh Allen who can do everything.
Yeah.
But the winning part,
he's a risk taker, you know, and you got to live and die with the risk.
Right. We had it with Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
It's like you can do everything. With that comes some like. Some 50-50 balls, some probability causes because you can make every throw. You're trying to make every throw, and sometimes it doesn't go our way. It's tough. It's tough balance. Matter of fact, maybe let's talk about that when we get back because we do have a video from 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan speaking on Jared Goff and what he's been, I guess, as a quarterback throughout the league. But before then, what do we got to talk about, Chris?
We got Guardian Alarm, Kool-Aid.
Guardian Alarm. It's a new year. Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT, and once again, that is 1-800-STAY-OUT. Guardian Alarm.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Which one are we?
Dispo
was giving away 2 tickets to the big game. Wink, wink. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Dispo Dispensary. They got the best cannabis products in the business. It's a curated, fun environment. You can also order to your doorstep, DispoShops.com with Dispo Dash. But make sure you guys go to my favorite spot in Romeo. Open till midnight. That's Dispo, your local cannabis plug.
Jared Goff, a couple of days ago, a great quarterback. What do you respect about him, and how has he improved since he's been in Detroit?
I mean, I think he's showing some of the stuff that he did in LA. I mean, you go with Jared, I mean, he built for a number of years, especially, I think 17, 18, really 18. I mean, he played at MVP type level. When Jared's, when they give him a good scheme, when he's got good people around him, Jared's going to always find the spot. He's as accurate as any quarterback I've seen. He can play at a very top level. If you sit and make things easy for him, he will gas you. I've seen it over and over, whether it's with the Rams, whether it's with Detroit, and that's why you challenge it. You better be on your stuff or he can embarrass you fast.
Now, how come when I say it, it's cool when they say it, but when we say it, it's hated? Like, why is that not?
Talk about it, man. What you talking about?
Okay, so basically what he's saying.
Break it down.
Right, he's saying if you give Jared Goff all day, if you give him the pieces around him,
make it easy
for him, he could gas you. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely fact. We're witnessing it right now on this playoff run. I just want to know. Now, you guys perceive that as hate, because that's what I've been saying about Jared Goff the entire damn time. When I say I'm a hater, is he throwing shots there?
Don't make.
Or is he keeping it above? I mean, I've gone far.
It could have been very. I'm supposed to defend the white guy here.
I'm going. They say it's cool. We say it. I'm just saying. Is that shot?
I'm detecting light shade. Not nothing crazy, but. He preferenced it by saying if you make things easy for him. I don't know if I like that personally. Yeah. That's just the Detroit in me. But, I mean, it's like hate, I feel like. But he's giving them respect at the same time. We all know that Goff, if you give him time in the pocket, he is one of those quarterbacks that can break up down the zone or man coverage and eat you up a little bit. So, it is what it is, but I do feel it's a tad shadish.
Yeah, okay.
I do too.
That makes me feel better.
I feel like it's a tad shadish too, because when you look at some of these plays where Goff is absolutely, especially in the playoffs. In the playoffs, it seems like he's gone up another level. You look at the full play, especially when they show the highlights, the replay. There are defenders in his face. He's getting hit. He's getting knocked down. He's standing in the pocket, and he's still delivering the pass. And he's been throwing a lot more dots than ducks in these playoffs. Yeah, I do think it's a little bit of shade. Yeah. I believe that any quarterback out there that's getting extreme pressure on them is going to look just a little bit off. We talked about this morning as related to Matthew Stafford and the type of pressure that the Detroit Lions were applying to Matthew Stafford, man. By the end of that game, by that fourth quarter, he just could not make the throws that he needed to make to ensure that his team was going to be able to have an opportunity to win that game. Yeah. You look at Baker Mayfield at the end of that game. He just could not find a way to ensure that his team was going to be able, he could make the throws and put him on a dot the way that you would need to. And so it's just like, as I'm looking at these playoffs, including we're talking about some of the other quarterbacks that are now eliminated, man. When you look at what happened, that pressure gets to them and pressure busts pipes with anybody. I do think it's a little bit of shade. I don't think it's making anything easy for Jared Goff, because we see him taking hits. We see him getting back up, and we see him making the next pass over and over and over again. Now, does having a clean pocket help him? Yes. It
helps
really
anybody.
does. But that's going to help any quarterback in this league. I believe that Jared Goff is a top-tier quarterback who ultimately gets disrespected because of what happened in L.A. He got discarded by his former team, and now it's easy to kind of hate on Detroit, even if it's just, like you said, a little bit of shade, light shade. I think it just makes it – he's an easy target. And I think – when you're talking about the whole mental aspect of this game, and you know that the Detroit Lions are rolling, you know that Jared Goff has been rolling, nobody has really been able to break him mentally. I think that this was a shot, like a psychological shot as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know that they might not listen to Skip Bayless, but the opposing coaches at these press conferences, man, that type of stuff gets back to him.
He definitely heard.
Psychological shot, you mean like try to get Goff to do a little bit too much?
Not too much, but just get him thinking a little bit too much, man. You know, when you hear the opposing quarterback,
try to prove a
opposing
point
coach
versus
saying stuff to you like, yeah, when you make it easy for him. But Goff, to me, there's no greater disrespect that he has already, in my opinion, overcome than what the Rams did to him.
That's true.
I don't think that what the coach is saying is ultimately going to get to Goff, but I do believe that there's some gamesmanship with some of his comments that can ultimately, that he's probably believing and hoping will find its way to Goff, and that it will have some way that it rattles him, just some way. Because we've seen, bro, man, that game against the Rams, Goff was putting passes on the money. Like, I know we talked about it before.
He was crazy that game.
He was crazy.
Even the Bucs game.
Before we say he used to be like the most accurate duck thrower. Like, it's a little bit of a duck, but it gets to a spot. But against the Rams, I'm like, why are all of these passes tight spirals? It's like he took his mental acuity up a whole nother level, man, and just has been dominating in these playoffs, in my opinion, man. And not by putting up 400, 300 passing yards, but playing clean football, putting the money on the spot, following the game plan to a T. And when the team has needed him to make the big throw, he's made that big throw.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Come on,
you don't agree? All right, we'll get good, Chris.
Man.
Was that shade?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
See?
But you know what?
Hey!
Right. Come on, bro.
Damn
you
right.
know what time it is. You know what time it is. We on the heavyweights. You know, we support Goff. We rock with Goff. We, you know,
Some people.
We believe in Goff, right? Easy. Talk that talk.
Yeah.
Tell about our Lord and Savior.
Listen, I've always said these things. And that's why the people in the chat, you guys crack me up. Everything I say is on record. If it was the 90s, I'd say it's on wax. You could go and screen record all of it, post it all you. I've never said the bullshit you guys got rolling in this chat right now. I have held firm all year, no matter what, the Detroit Lions win a playoff game. My record prediction for this team was 12-5. Listen, this is the worst way to put it in perspective, but everybody knows that Jimmy G wasn't a top 10 quarterback, but you had expectations for the 49ers to be in the NFC Conference Championship game at the end of the year every single year. You know what I'm saying? And our Goff is better than Jimmy G, but I'm just putting things in perspective. I don't have to pretend a guy is top 3, top 5 to say that this team is going to win. It's a team game, for Christ's sakes. But I didn't perceive it as shade because that's how I perceived Goff. Now, is it shade for him to go out there and say? I mean, we said the part. I guess I kind of do agree with what you said, KG. When he says make it easier, when you make it easy on him,
make it easy,
yeah. But at the same time, though, I feel like that's how Goff operates, and that's how we've seen this team have success. Has he had the best offensive line? Yes. Has he had great weapons?
That's true. I just don't feel like Goff is getting enough credit for improving his game from LA to Detroit. And that's we've seen him be able to handle pressure. You know the thing on Goff, if you blitz him a lot. This year he's been very good against the blitz. A lot of people don't realize that. He's been able to step up in the pocket, take pressure, man. He's also, when he first got here, you know, Ben Johnson created this system around him and he had more responsibility. And ever since then he has thrived. I mean, we just got to be real. The first year was rough. We know that he didn't have the weapons, but after that he gave us 2 really good, damn near MVP level years, man. Like, I think he just needs to get a tad more credit. Yes, he is a product of the system a little bit, but I do give him credit for improving his game and kind of being the one to elevate a little bit. He's top 5 in a lot of QB categories. I mean, we just got to call it like we see it now. And like I said, I'm not a Goff gobbler by any means, but you just got to look at what you're seeing, man. He's putting the numbers up, and you're seeing it now in the offseason, the postseason, I mean. So,
and I see Don Rivera here in the chat. He says, stop it, Kool-Aid. You sound like how Eazy says a Goff gobbler. Bro, I sat at this desk, and I said that I would not give Goff at the midway point of the season. I wouldn't extend him. I would not bring him back, especially not at $50 million. I remember that because Chris was over here like, hit the drop. $50 million. $50 million. Like, it wasn't happening. I thought mid-season that this guy honestly was, as Cam Newton put it, a game manager. he has won me over this season in terms of what he can be because he has continued to improve this season. That's what I've seen. These playoffs, to me, Goff has been better than some of his games during the regular season. He has been tighter spirals. He's made passes down the field that we didn't know. Man, that touchdown pass, was it to St. Brown?
Yeah.
It was just beautiful. What do you want me to do?
The Josh Reynolds one too.
What do you want me to do? He put that on the money. Like when they showed it, the view from behind him, he just threw it to the spot.
Yeah.
Reynolds wasn't even in the picture frame, bro.
But the thing with Goff, people just get caught up too much in the physical attributes or the arm strength, the mobility and stuff like that. He's not that guy. I think we all know that. We've all said that. We've all seen that from him. But that doesn't mean he can't play. That doesn't mean he can't read a defense. That doesn't mean he can't tear you up, under certain circumstances.
And I think that's what they're saying though too, is like because the physical attributes aren't there, they know what it takes to win with him, and it is the offensive line, it is the system, but he is executing it. I guess to you, he has gotten better. Yeah, he has calling his own protections and whatnot. Yeah. I mean, part of the reason I talked about, I think earlier this week or last week or whatever it may have been. But obviously, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers blitz a hell of a lot. And listen to Joey Harrington, we had him on, Dan Orlowski at times. Mm-hmm. If you're a quarterback and you know your system, the blitz won't affect you.
Yes.
If you have a great system and you know it like the back of your hand, just as Jared Goff does, because as you said, he's involved in making that, the blitz ain't going to affect you because you know where you guys are in those situations. Mm-hmm. And you get the ball out to him quick. And fortunately for us, and by Brad Holmes himself, tailored this team with playmakers all around him. And I'm talking about guys like Sam Laporta. I never seen him get tackled one-on-one. If not, he's going out of bounds in those situations. Yeah. Amon-Ra St. Brown. There was I don't remember the exact yardage situation it was, but I know he caught it short of the line and just muscled his way over into that first.
That was so
right?
That was dope.
Jameer
so
Gibbs.
Dope.
This team has been tailored with guys to, I guess, allow Goff to be who he is, what he's best at being without having to go over the top.
Right.
And that's just always been like my take on it. He's good. I was never willing to say the MVP part of it because I just feel like it's a team situation. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like just calling him a game manager at this point is a tad disrespectful. I think he's above that at this point. He's not top tier, we know that, but he's just below that. He's in that second tier of quarterbacks that, like I said, he's definitely top 10. I don't think that can be disputed at this point. He's definitely a top 10 quarterback, bordering on top 5. So
you call him a playmaker or a game changer? That's what I'm saying. That's like by definition, he is that. It's not. He's still good though. That's a tough conversation. I'm just saying that's where the conversation gets weird, man.
But they have won games because of Jared Goff. Now you're not going to win every game because of Jared Goff, because he's not like the Mahomes, the Lamars, and stuff of that nature. But we have won games because of Jared Goff. It hasn't been perfect the whole time. Yes, we have seen shades of LA Rams Goff at times. He's made mistakes, but the thing that made me really respect him is the fact that he can overcome the mistakes. When he was in LA, the mistakes just mount up, and then we got the Jared Goff that we thought we received when we got him here. Yep. So man, I feel like it's a tad different this time. You got to put a little more respect on his name. That's all I'm saying.
And another thing that I've liked, that I've seen in terms of improvement from what he was doing during the regular season to what he's now doing in the playoffs, is he's been putting the money on the ball. He's been putting the ball on the money, even when the wide receivers have been tightly covered. I've seen Sam Laporta now and Amon-Ra and Reynolds make some really, really impressive catches, and it's because of the ball placement while the defender is kind of draped on the receiver, man. And to me, it's been impressive. Amon-Ra, it seems like at least 20-30% of his catches during the playoffs have been like that, and Goff has been on the money. To me, he's continued to improve. He's continued to be somebody that is more than just kind of this he's been more than reliable. He's been somebody that you can put the ball in his hands, and he's going to go out there and make something happen, man. And ultimately, I'm a fan.
Speaking of improvement and reliable, we may be talking about that next when it comes to the Detroit Pistons, or we may stick it here with Lions. But first, Eazy, why don't you tell us about Mark White?
Mark White, whether you're buying or selling, he's the best in the game. Make sure you guys go see him. He can save you right now up to $5,000 in your closing costs. You heard that right. That's $5,000. Visit him online at markwhitesells.com or give him a call at 248-290-8242. It's markwhitesells.com.
Come hang with the Woodward Sports Crew all throughout football season on Saturdays and Sundays. To join our college football and Detroit Lions live watch parties.
Inside the 5, caught, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions!
With money on the line, featuring different special guests and surprises. Start times will vary depending on the game. Only on our Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
What up, there? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live at WoodwardSports.com, the show where we predicted 12-5 and a playoff win. No matter what the trolls got to say in the Woodward Sports chat, it's on wax. Make sure you run it back and find it. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. You know, it is Detroit Lions talk. It is, but Pistons. Kate Cunningham was supposed to come back today. He was probable. Then switched to doubtful. Well, not doubtful, but questionable. Monte Moore still might come back. Do you want to stick in the Lions talk? You want to talk about the Pistons? We do have the official Detroit Pistons beat report in the building.
Man, you know what?
Tell us what's going on.
Being added to the whole Lions kind of coverage this year, getting down with the fans at Bullseye Event Group, interviewing people, man. Got to interview my homies, man, the heavies and other people and other fans. That has been, honestly, a burden lifted off my shoulders, man. It's brought, like, at least a little ray of sunshine. Because covering these Pistons this year, bro, yeah, I said on the pod, man, I'm stopping just short of disgusting, man, but it has been depressing, bro. It really has. To know that even Vegas thought 28.5 wins was the over-under, and to see how things have kind of fallen apart, to see the injuries, to see the kind of lack of innovation as it relates to the moves that we were expecting to happen, it gets to a point where it's just like, man, oh, man, oh, man. You know, now we're to a point where we're wondering, can this team do anything by the deadline and show any type of pulse going into the second half of the season? Like, honestly, the biggest thing that I have, we got breaking news, actually.
What?
Jim Harbaugh is leaving Michigan to accept the coaching job with the Los Angeles Chargers.
Wow.
Saved by the
football, man.
Yeah.
God don't want us to talk about
NCAA.
no Pistons, man.
Damn, just Chris thought you get a little
should-
bit of basketball in.
So
No, sir.
Yeah, right. Shut all that Piston shit up.
Who reported that?
Did this
Is that
happen
real?
because we started talking Pistons?
Pretty much.
Now I feel bad.
Is
Hey,
that
man, typical U of M, you know, always rain on
crap,
it.
yeah.
Always rain on
Ian
some Michigan
Rappaport,
State parade.
Adam Schefter breaking. Jim Harbaugh is leaving Michigan to accept the head coaching job of Los Angeles Chargers.
Wow.
Well,
I mean, I guess you could say we saw it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. But is Sharon Moore the guy now? Do you think so? Just early reactions?
Listen, I'm not that much of a Michigan fan. I don't watch too much college football until it comes like draft time. I watch tape on like prospects. Yeah. You tell me.
I think he is. I think it's got to be Sharon Moore. I don't know who else it could be. Maybe Jesse Minter, but he might just stay in his DC role or go to the NFL. But I think that's Sharon's job now, man. But wow, I ain't know if he was actually gonna pull the trigger. But he got Herbert now, and we'll see what. Yeah, see if he can revive the Chargers, man. He went to a damn good spot.
That's the crazy part too about Jim Harbaugh is that, like, despite him being a quarterback, like a former quarterback himself, I feel like I've always resonated him with like good defenses. Like even when he's the 49ers, they made that offense work, but like that's what was like his like staple. I felt like everywhere he's gone is like the defense finally had come along. Now he's a great quarterback. I'm curious what type of system, because he never let JJ.
He was allegedly the QB guru, you know, for
but like for
all this time. So
like these QBs ain't really like.
I mean, he got no excuse now. You got Josh Herbert. Exactly. I know you still call him a top 5 QB in this league. So Yeah, we'll see what it do. They got weapons still. Yeah, man. That's a good spot for him.
Yeah, I remember, and I don't want to pick and poke at it because that's the OG. But Ryan Ermanni had posted the interview he had with Will Johnson, and he asked if JJ and Jim are coming back. And Will was like, I can't say it right now. I was like,
he knew.
I told because Ryan said, no, I think they're coming back. I'm like, brother, if they were coming back, he would have been talking this shit. Like, we're coming in back, we're running it back, back-to-back titles. Like that's what the type of energy he would have brought. But
I think we all realized when JJ said he was going to the NFL, it was probably gonna be done for Harbaugh. I mean, he's done what he set out to do, man. It took him forever, but he got it done, man. 3 straight Big Tens and a natty, man. Hey. Congrats to him, man.
So will that make if it is Sherrone Moore, will he be the first black? He'll for sure be the first black head coach in Michigan history.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Well, the black person you've seen at Michigan.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Sherrone Moore may be the first. I'm just
No, definitely.
Sheesh, that's wild. That's why. I mean, it was just not too long ago, we were sitting over here for the Michigan watch party, and we knew that if he was going to leave, it was going to be on top, man, because of what he did for this program. He not just brought them to a national championship, but I believe he did lay a foundation. And what you want to see is moving forward, U of M football treat their foundation much more better and much more reverently than Michigan basketball treated what John Beilein laid, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you want to see. And ultimately, it was cool to see Sherrone Moore get that opportunity late in the season to coach this team in some of its biggest games against some of its biggest rivals and come out with the wins, man.
Yeah.
You know, obviously there's a difference between the play style and the way that Jim Harbaugh gets those players hyped up. Like you said earlier, bro, like the importance you placed on coaches.
Yeah.
I don't want to undersell that. You do lose something if you lose Jim Harbaugh. But I'm hoping that U of M has the opportunity to make sure they properly augment the staff around Sherrone Moore if it's going to be him, and that they ultimately, man, they're gonna have to hit this recruiting trail. They're gonna have to get
hard. Yeah.
Very curious. Yeah, I mean, who's gonna become his offensive coordinator with LA? I'm assuming Mentor's probably going unless the university's gonna pay him up.
Yeah, I think Mentor's
going to the NFL.
You think he can become that
coach? Mentor?
Yeah, I think he's going to the NFL because he already got NFL connections. He came from the Ravens,
from Baltimore.
So, yeah, and look at what they're doing right now. So I don't know if he goes back there, but he'll definitely have an opportunity somewhere.
Wow,
maybe for the Lions. Who knows?
Yeah,
Mentors. Come on.
I would love that. You know,
Zach
I would love
schemes,
that too, man.
Bro. We were sitting here talking about it, man. His defensive schemes were absolutely money in the Rose Bowl. Absolutely money all through the kind of playoffs for them. And it wasn't just that; it was also the level of physicality they play with. Now I know Michigan they made some changes to their strength and conditioning that also contributed to that. But Zach Mentor, man, he was a pro's pro, as George Blaha would say, man.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that if he goes with Jim Harbaugh, I'm hoping they have some way to replace that, because what he was doing, what he was scheming up, those DBs, those linebackers, that defensive line, man. They were absolutely punishing teams that a lot of people beforehand thought, when they saw Michigan's reaction to having to play Alabama, you know, everyone was saying, oh, they're scared. But you saw what they did to Alabama, and they effectively punished them. And then you go to Washington, and what they did in that game, man, to really put a hurting. Like, that's what I remember from that national championship run, is the level of physicality they played throughout the entire and the schemes they played to bring that pressure the entire playoffs.
Yeah, and I want to get this name right. It's the Runyon 99. Runyon 99. I had to do it for you. Wrench is coming, but he brought up, and this is where my mind went. One less spot for Ben Johnson. Am I right? I mean, you know,
I feel like Ben's going to Washington, the Commanders. It seems like it's
somebody else in the chat
solid.
said that. I mean, I find it hard for him to pass up a head coaching job twice, but there is still Pete Carroll. There's Bill Belichick. Like, there's a lot of good coaches on the market. Like, this might be a year where Ben Johnson was last year's hottest coaching candidate, and this year he just might not have the right home. Because I don't know if I'm Ben Johnson, if I want to jump into certain situations in the NFL. Like, I don't know. There's you know, he kind of wants to pick and choose his position, and I think it does open up the possibility of Ben Johnson returning. I won't say it's 100% that he's gone. It's probably likely, but there's just a lot of great coaches that are on the market. I think this is one of the best surplus of NFL coaches available on the market that we've seen in quite some time.
Yeah, and this is just my personal opinion. You know, Jim, he was at the Ravens game, this last playoff game. They showed him in the crowd or whatever. I think maybe seeing his brother get back to the mountaintop, it kind of maybe was the final straw. And like, yeah, I'm doing this. He wants that Super Bowl. He was right on the cusp of it. He came down to the final drive of the game. So, yeah, man, we'll see, man. I don't know if his style translates to today's NFL, but only time will tell.
That's the other part of it too. Is like, I don't know. Well, I think actually he's been kind of like player friendly. That's been like his whole thing in college. He's always been like, he's been advocating for the kids to get paid and stuff like that. So like, maybe that translates. Because that's one thing I always point out with college coaches. Like, they come from such like I don't know what word I'm looking for. I'm saying dictatorship, but that's not really the word I'm looking for. But where it's like you're in control of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can talk to these guys crazy, but times are changing. It's just it's not the same anymore. It's not the same like that in the NFL anymore either.
I also feel like he had to learn that, though, because if we do remember, he was a tad stubborn. What's been the knock on Jim Harbaugh? Everywhere he's been, he's kind of rubbed people the wrong way. Front office, I don't know about players, but and then he kind of had a come to Jesus moment in that 2020 season where he kind of had to change some things up. And then we saw the hirings of Jesse Minter and Sharon Moore and people of that nature. So I don't know, man, but like I said, only time will tell now. But that's crazy news coming in.
Time will tell, but I will also tell you where to get the latest merch. Woodwardsports.com. Head to there because it is a new era in sports wearables. New design, amazing appeal, and the ultimate swag. Check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at woodwardsports.com by clicking the shop tab. They got hoodies, tees, hats, everything guaranteed to turn heads. Get the latest designs today at woodwardsports.com by clicking the shop tab.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White and Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Sports own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
I'm going to open this one up to the mailbag segment. Any questions come in, I'm gladly take those ones too, but we're kind of all in shock over the Michigan situation, man. I think Jesse Minter probably does follow him to become defensive coordinator. I think if you're Jim, you make sure that happens because he is phenomenal at his job. Like as much as Mike McDonald, you could look at him and obviously he is a great defensive coordinator too. You look at the situation that Minter was handled. It was a lot less. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but was it not less talented than the team that Mike McDonald had? Like you had lost Aiden Hutchinson, you had lost Ajabo, you had lost like a lot of these pieces. And you were still producing like a top 10 defense at Michigan.
Bro, those schemes, the way that they would wrap up and tackle, we were talking about it like, yo, they're doing everything so textbook. And their defense, to me, looked like an NFL defense, bro. And they were running that thing to a T. And when you get young players like that, less talented team, in my opinion, defensively, when you get young players like that to actually buy into your system, man, you're going to see the type of success that he had out there in the field, man. Honestly, and it's sheesh, man. It's still kind of like, wow.
Yeah, he finally did it.
Yeah.
Because he played with it before with the Vikings job last year, and now it's official now.
Yeah. It sucks. I know he told Michigan, hey, this is just a one-time thing, but I think after you win a national championship at your alma mater and you give them exactly what you promised to give them, he promised this. He said that they would be on top of the world. Then it's like, you know what? The best we can do, honestly, is wish him well as he goes on and tries to kind of really, really, really put a cap on his overall coaching legacy and football legacy, man. You know, he's been involved in a lot of big-time football, whether it's been as a player or whether it's been as a coach. And ultimately, as a Michigan fan, it's like, man, it's sad to see him go. But Michigan is sitting on top of the football world. No more of that, like, oh, it's a split title, you know, the 97 one. Oh, y'all share it. Y'all couldn't win no playoff games. Y'all couldn't beat the big boys. You know, what if it was FSU, you know, that got in this year instead of Alabama? You know what? Nah. He went out on top, bro. Yeah. He went out on top, and he made sure that it was going to be the right way, man. So, you know what? Good luck to him.
Big facts.
Chris?
I mean, you want me to talk about
You're
Michigan?
more hurt.
I don't got nothing to say.
Guy.
I don't got nothing to say about blue. Congratulations, I guess. That's it.
Right, we the only blue guys up here. You know, it is what it is, man.
I mean, come on, man. I went to state. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna. You
can put your analyst hat on.
I'm not gonna talk to these people that couldn't go to U of M. You know about their school. When it's, you know, my school. I went to Michigan State, actually.
Hold on. I was born on the campus, bro. My parents was getting busy on the campus.
I'm talking in the chat. I know. Man, we were robbed of Pistons talk, man. We were this close.
Hold on, real quick.
Before we close out the show, just tell me, what's the deal with Cade? What's the latest?
Yeah, look, man, they downgraded him, whatever the questionable. Killian Hayes is starting tonight. I'm about to zip out of here and get down to LCA to cover this thing tonight. And I was really hoping to see this team healthy. You know, Monty Morris, he got some good news. They upgraded him to probable. I don't know yet if he's going to play tonight. I'm hoping if he plays and he shows out, that between what he's doing, what Marcus Sasser's doing, and what Jaden Ivey's doing, that's enough for us to finally kind of stop with the Killian Hayes experiment. You know, I don't want to see him start necessarily. I don't care if Cade's out. I don't even know if that vibe's right with the starting lineup that's out there, man. I know that Monty Williams has his reasons for doing it, but I think it's time to, if you're going to have a Killian Hayes on your team, put that man on the bench and let him come in and do some spot duty when you need a pure facilitator, because you need somebody who can score the ball and be a threat to score the ball as well. That's what makes Jaden Ivey, when he has the ball in his hands, such a threat. That's what makes it happen, man. We've seen him kind of pick up his facilitation. We've seen him be able to play a little bit more composed and under control. And one of the things I was looking forward to was the Pistons continuing to run the offense through Jaden Ivey. I don't know necessarily how it helps him to have Killian Hayes out there with him in the starting lineup. So, I don't know, man. This is supposed to be a dub for the Pistons tonight. You know, obviously the Hornets are shorthanded, but this year you can't count anything a dub for the Pistons. I don't care what the stats are saying. I don't care who's in, who's out. I don't care if they're favored or not. You can't really depend on anything this season except for the fact that Cade has been that deal. Jalen Duren has given us a little bit of like hope for the future for his own individual game. It's like with individual players, yeah. But I'm waiting and ready to see this thing kind of translate into more than just a rebuild and more of a foundation for winning to be on the way. And that's what I'm ready for.
That's the perfect way to put it, is more of a less of a rebuild, more of a foundation. I like that. I think, you know, I think they got a good shot at getting the dub tonight, and I really do want to see what Monte Morris and Cade and this team do going forward. Like, I think they're at a crucial point these next couple weeks with the trade deadline coming up and approaching fast, that they clearly are chasing, or they are clearly trying to avoid history. They are trying to avoid infamy. And so, you know, I got a path, and we'll do a segment on that. We'll do a segment on that after.
Oh, you finally did
Lines.
it?
What's that?
You finally made a path?
Yeah.
Did you feel crazy?
What's that?
Did you feel crazy?
No, not at all. I think it's very logical. I built a path for the Pistons to rebuild this team to get on the fast track to competitive.
The Platte path.
I like that.
That shit sounds crazy.
I like that.
Borner might sue, but
look, I'm doing table talk this Thursday, bro. You gotta join and talk about that.
Bet. I'm there.
That's right.
I'm there. I'll be talking about it. But until then, I think it's time to cue us out. Eazy, go ahead.
Well, I appreciate you guys joining. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. I am Eazy at Speedy Sports _. That is at Detroit Kool-Aid, right?
Yes, sir.
That is at the Real Chris Platte. KG, you gotta get on next, man.
Man,
I know you got a burn to be watching them videos, man, but you gotta make one for the professional side.
Yeah, I do. I gotta make a new X account. It's on the way.
All right, bet. Hey, we are the Woodward Heavyweights. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Again, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream.
Yeah, hit the like button for Spinny.
Yes, sir. Hit the like button for Spinny. RIP. He is sick. You feeling it good tomorrow, it sounds like?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, the same dude will be back tomorrow. Peace.